Please visit learntothrivewell.com for information on essential oils and their benefits. See our selection of educational and how-to videos, Young Living's latest product releases, and instructions on how to order. Hi, I'm Christy Powell with Learn to Thrive Well, and I'm here with a lot of our friends, and we're going to learn today about finding balance in an unbalanced world. I'm going to start with telling you a little bit about this class is a personal development class, and Mary Young and Gary Young are instrumental in meeting the Oola guys. One's a doctor, and they actually came up with the balanced Oola life. And Gary created blends to go along with it so that we can have a personal development class based on what oils that we need to actually have a better relationship and vision and balance and growing each and every day. So that's really what inspired it was the Oola guys and Gary Young. And basically, by the time we get done with this class today, and because it's an interactive class, there may be some cuts in this video, but please try to stay focused with us because I think you're going to see some huge benefits in your family like I did once I learned this the first time. There are 30, I'm just going to give you a couple of statistics because I love science. There are 30 trillion cells in your body. The infused 7 oils, which are on the table here, those oils have a balance in them that have a synergistic power to help us attain an Oola la life. So Oola is a state of awesomeness. And if you think about anything really significant and awesome that happened in your life, like marriage or a newborn baby, on those days, the overwhelming happiness that you had, that is a state of awesomeness. And that's what Oola was derived from. And God created us for greatness. And in that greatness, He created us to have that feeling every single day. And it's the world that's changed us into thinking that we can't have that every single day. We think that we have to struggle every day to get through the day. And I'm just going to tell you a quick story about what happened with me. I went to convention one year at Young Living, and the Oola guys were there, and I signed up for the class, and nobody else in our group, we had a ton of women that went with us, but nobody else in our group went with me. And, I look back now and know that God had a plan because I probably wouldn't have had a breakdown if anybody had been with me. I would have totally I'm fine. But when he started sharing, what Oola was and the balance of the 7 F's, which is faith, family, fun, fitness, finance, field, and what did I miss? I missed one of them. Friends. We're all here with friends. And you're all my friends as well. I know a lot of my friends are going to be watching this later. When he started talking and sharing his story, I was sitting, I will never forget exactly where I was sitting when I was listening to him. And just an overwhelming, oh my gosh, my entire life is so out of balance because I thought about family. How much time do I spend with my family every day? How much time do I spend with my work? How much time do I spend on my faith and my fitness and friends and fun and finance? And I'll be honest with you, that particular day, it was a struggle for me to even go to convention and be with friends and get away from work. And so, I was dealing with this guilt and this condemnation about leaving my family, about leaving my work behind. And I had this overwhelming feeling, oh my gosh, I spend 99% of my time on my work. I am neglecting my family. I'm neglecting myself. I'm neglecting taking care of myself. I'm neglecting. And I literally had a little breakdown right there in that chair. It was like the Lord said, this is why I brought you here, to get away from work and your family, and so you could hear me. And it was crazy how that just happened. I just felt like I was in this big bubble and the Lord was speaking to me. And so at that moment, God has to break us. And sometimes we don't see how messed up we are until we're broken. And at that point, that was when I was broken. Obviously, we were around millions of people in that convention. So I couldn't break down for very long. It was just it was a very short breakdown. But I spent the entire rest of my time there, which was another 4 days, really quiet and in prayer and listening for God instead of talking all the time, which I'm a big talker, and all of you that know me know that very well. When a camera comes on, I'm not really good at talking, but if I talk to people, like, I can talk the legs off a horse pretty much. But so I wanted to share with everyone today what I learned, and how big of a blessing it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be for you and for your family and for your friends. So we're going to start off today by welcoming everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I want you to remind you that you're designed by God for greatness, which I've already done. But the purpose of this class is to find out which areas in your life you are weak in. And obviously that day when I had a realization, I was weak in every single aspect of my life except for work, my field, which is field. And that's the F that was 100%, and all the other Fs were 0. And what I didn't share with you was my feelings before I sat down in that chair that day. I was miserable in my life, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I was asking God every day, why am I not happy? Why am I not happy? Why am I not happy? I feel like I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing that. I was doing my devotion every morning, and I was teaching Sunday school with Michael, and, I was going through all of the checklist of things that I'm supposed to do, but I wasn't happy. And that's why at that moment, it was like the Lord said, this is why you're not happy. So, when we learn how to balance all 7 of these F's, the happiness comes, and that's when the Oola comes. And so from that day, obviously it's been a journey because that's been a year and 3 months. But from that day, I literally came home with a smile. I was different because my husband said, I don't know what happened to you while you were gone. Did you use some oil? If it is, give me some of that oil. Was it some oil? Because you're different. So when I came home 3 days later, the Lord had really, really worked in my heart. And I was just happy when I got home. You know what I mean? Like, I was happy on the inside, and evidently it was exuding on the outside for my family, which really blessed my heart because I knew my family was hurting too. When you're miserable, we are the temperature in the home. And when we're miserable, everybody else is down or miserable. So it's so important for us to learn how to balance these things so that we can teach our girls and our boys, this is how life is. We're going to be happy. We're going to be joyful no matter what happens. And we're not going to overwork, and we're not going to overwork out, and we're not going to, we're just going to keep things in balance. And it's so much easier than it sounds. And so that's why I wanted to teach these classes when I got home, because I was like, wow, that was easy. I could have done this a long time ago, but I didn't. So this is an interactive class with music and hard work. So be prepared. Together, and I've told you a little bit about the story about Gary and Dr. Troy Amdahl. They had gotten together, and the Oola guys actually came up with these blends, and Gary Young didn't know anything about the Oola guys until somebody gave Mary Young this book. And actually, it wasn't the one for women. They have an Oola Find Balance in an Unbalanced World for everyone. And she read it to him on a trip as they were going somewhere. And Gary Young was like, oh, this is great. I can make these blends of oils, and we can help people find who they are. I get goosebumps. Find who they are by helping them get their balance right and using the oils to help implement that. And it sounds kind of crazy, but if you use frankincense when you're praying, you can focus. And that's what it means by Oola infused life with finding balance. So as you're using oils that are helping you focus or helping you to work out or helping you to, there's a Oola family blend. It's got frankincense in that blend, I believe. There are certain oils that help you connect more, like the Harmony blend. Every time there's disharmony in my family, if I put Harmony in my diffuser, it seems like that doesn't last very long. And that's pretty cool because there's oils in there that just help us to, I'm not saying they heal, but they help us to be in tune with what's really going on. And most of the time, we don't have any idea what's going on, but oils are helping us to have more of a relationship with God so that we can hear what God's saying about what we need next. So that was how that started. The Young Living Mission and the Oola Mission came together, and that's how we came up with the Finding Balance class. Dr. Troy, the Oola Guru, tells his amazing story, and I'm going to read this from the stage. And he talked about when his dad took him to a circus when he was young, and there was a guy in the center ring, and he had 7 poles in front of him, and they were balancing 7 plates. So the 3rd plate, the 4th plate, and when he got to the 5th plate, he had to decide what to do. And he was going back and forth, to all these sticks, trying to balance those plates on the sticks. And the whole entertainment starts when he starts running back and forth, trying to balance all the plates so they don't fall and hit the floor. So do we feel like that sometimes in our lives? Like we're balancing all these things and we're just like running to the next emergency and the next emergency. The 7 areas of life, you're trying to balance and grow them. They're trying to be great. You're trying to be great moms, great dads, have a great relationship. You're trying to work on your faith and find time for your fitness and trying to eat healthy, and you want to have a fun life, and you really want to work hard on your career. You want to save money for your future, so the Oola Finance, obviously. And you want to invest in, and it's hard. It's hard because we're pulled all in different directions through the 7 areas in detail today. We're going to go through the class and reveal your true Oola life. That's what we're going to do today. So everyone's trying to balance and grow in the areas. And I just shared Dr. Troy's story, and I kind of want to share Dr. Dave's story, but I don't want to go into, I don't want to take up too much time. So today we're going to start with the key 3 simple steps to the Oola life. Where you are today, where you want to go, and how do you want to get there. So step 1, where are we today? You can't choose where you want your life to go until you know where you are today. As we start the process in a little bit, you're first going to ask yourself, where am I in the 7 F's of Oola? So step 2, where do you want to go? Step 3, we're going to set goals because it sets the tone for where you want your life to go. So we have these little sheets right here that we are going to work on. And the first one up here in the corner is Oola Fitness. And we're going to write down in those little boxes your goal. Goal 1, goal 2, and goal 3 in your fitness. And if somebody will grab the fitness oil out of there, we're going to pass that around after we do that. And I'm going to turn the music up a little bit while we figure that out. So in the first box here in the Oola Fitness, you've got from 1 to 10. And you're going to circle which one of those from 1 to 10 that you feel like you're either doing great is 10 or you're doing horrible in fitness is 1. And so you circle which one you like. And then set 3 realistic goals that you think that you can attain over the next 30 days. Like, I'm going to work out 5 minutes. That's realistic, okay? That's realistic for me, maybe. Because this is probably one of my weakest areas right now, so I'll just share my example. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put a 1 here, and goal 2 would be next month I would like to work out 10 minutes a day. And then goal 3, maybe walk with my little girl, do 2 things, family and fitness together. So that's kind of an example of how you would want to do that. And at the end, we're going to evaluate where your strengths and weaknesses are so that we know where to start and set big goals for us each day as we go out and try to put our balance together. I'm going to turn music up just a little bit. Do what?
Examples are helpful.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people have trouble.
Yeah.
Thinking about what you want.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
When it comes to fitness, is that like eating better too, or just
Yes.
physical?
Yes. physical and mental.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And I guess I'll give you a better example. That was a good thought, Ken. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So eating better. Like I have been eating Cheez-Its because I love Cheez-Its. And I know I shouldn't eat Cheez-Its. So, those kind of things. And I know they're small, but they make a like if I'm eating Cheez-Its all the time and I'm not eating vegetables and fruit during the day because I'm grabbing those Cheez-Its, well, what's that going to do? I'm going to get breakouts or, I'm just not going to feel good. Yes. Yeah, I am drinking my Nature Red. So, that kind of negates the Cheez-Its, doesn't it?
That's what I call it.
Yes. Well, it's supposed to.
I just got mine yesterday.
Oh, you did? I'm excited. I'm excited for you.
Didn't take it? Luke and I say and Jeffrey.
No, Jeffrey?
But we have. This is our
Jeffrey
day 2.
will.
Aw.
It'll take a little while, maybe. Maybe not. When he starts seeing how you feel better, it'll fit in. The other one, I gave you an example for like working out 5 minutes a day or just walking or, what I did, and I work a lot on my laptop, unfortunately. I started standing up at my kitchen counter and working on my laptop instead of sitting. And I thought that was a really good goal, for me I can't sit all day because I'm going to have these like saddles on my sides. And anyway, another good goal is I want to lose 5 pounds or I want to fit in my jeans better. Or, those are just really good goals that are realistic. Yeah, that you can think of.
Now, can you do the Nature Red stuff if you're taking like a multivitamin and thing that's not going to interfere with nothing?
No. It shouldn't interfere with anything. And, my mom had a testimony the other day. The doctor had put her on a whole bunch of supplements that she got from Walmart. And I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook Live the other day, but because the supplements came from Walmart, we don't know exactly what's in them. And if you turn over the back of the bottle and you look at the label, whether you get them from Amazon or they say GNC or whatever, if we don't do our own research, we don't know what we're putting in our body. Well, those supplements that he put her on for her hair growth, because she's losing her hair, they interfered with her thyroid. And it caused her to get severely depressed in a short period of time, and they're certain that's what it was. She was taking the biotin. She was taking 3 different kinds of supplements that was supposed to help her hair grow, and because they didn't know, there's stuff in there that we don't know about. In Young Living's products, there's nothing in that product that isn't plant-based. So there's no synthetics. Oh, how cute! Oh, that's Scott and Debbie. How cute is that?
Has she tried any of the oils for the thyroid or the hair loss?
Yeah. She uses the Endoflex and the Thiamin. Yes. But you can use those healthy things, but if you're putting synthetics in your body, you're defeating the whole purpose. And you're wasting money. Lots of money. Think about it. She's wasting the Young Living money and the money she's spending on that. And then the money she was spending on the synthetics. And then she got really depressed and they couldn't figure it out. And they finally figured out that she couldn't take those supplements for her hair because evidently there was something in there that was interfering with what was going on with her thyroid. So anyway, it's just people I never thought about things like that ever. And that's why we're so passionate about teaching people. We treat everything like it's the gospel. And like we can trust every single person that makes a capsule. And we can't. We don't know those people, But at Young Living, the greatest thing about Young Living is Gary Young, he never started the company to make a profit, ever. It's all been about, I want natural products to help people heal the way God wants them to heal. And that's why I love the company. And they're the only essential oil business that has all the products. And that's why he started doing the supplements through Young Living, because there's nothing in them. And that's what Mom's going to try next. She's going to try some supplements for hair loss through that Young Living's made. So it's just an oil infused supplement. So there's nothing in there that's synthetic or that will hurt you. So she's going to try that next. But
so it is okay that my almost 5-year-old is drinking. the
Ninja Red? Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They're putting,
Because he's also, doing the, what is it?
the
Kid
Mighty Pro? Yes.
Because-
Is that
yeah.
stuff not the greatest
Yeah,
thing?
it is, and it's actually so wonderful that we ran out. And Isaiah, has allergy problems. I took him off his medicine. I think I told y'all that.
Yeah.
Well, the past 4 days has been pitiful because we went 7 days without it. That
Aw.
shows how much that does for my child. So now I'm like, do I order 2?
Yeah, I ordered 3. We're doing the pixie sticks too. That's what we call them in our house. They're healthy pixie sticks because they taste so good. So we buy 3 containers every month now because Michael hates to take a capsule of any sort.
Yeah.
And so he liked the pixie sticks. Anyway, fitness, we just went through fitness. Fitness is how you use your body and what you put into your body. And we set our goals. We had goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, and then we described where we felt like we were at on the scale of 1 to 10 on our Oola Fitness. And then now we're going to go to finance, which if I would have made this sheet, I just want y'all to know faith would have been first, family would have been second, and friends would have been third. And then we would have gone on to the rest because that's how I feel like that's the Lord wants our priorities to be in that order. So anyway, but we're going to follow this sheet so that I don't chase rabbits. So we're setting goals because we want to make sure that we try to follow through with them. Okay. So finance goals. Now that you know where you are, where do you want to go? In the 3 fitness boxes on your worksheet, we set 3 goals in our fitness, and now we want to do that in finance. The Oola Finance Oil, we're going to pass that around so we can smell it, apply it, and think about what you want in finance and the goals that you've set. The finance affirmation is I am financially free and living abundantly. So now that you're here, where do you want to go? So now we're here at family. In the family box, we want to set goals, 3 goals for our family. And a good example is what I did when I realized that I needed help in my family and spending more time with my family. I'm a multitasker. I love to multitask, and I feel like if I can do 7 things at the same time, I'm a better person. So what I did was I found things to do with my family that also included fun and friends and fitness. So then I could actually get more Oola in my day. And I thought it was kind of cool because when Madison and I started working out together, that was family, right? The next thing you know, she was encouraging other people to work out with their moms. And I heard her tell one of her friends that on a phone conversation. I was like, thank you, God, for, showing me that, I should be spending time with my family by exercising. And then she was encouraging her friends to do the same thing with her mom. She's like, I'm having fun walking with my mom at the gym. You should do that with your mom. And I was like, oh, my heart just melted. So those are great goals to set, maybe just taking a walk with your family, because then you can do your fitness and your family at the same time. But we also made a goal when I got home from convention. I sat down with my husband and I told him what I'd learned. And we made a decision to eat together every single night. And then at 7 o'clock, all of us were going to turn our devices off. We're not as good as that 1 year later, but we always go back to that. Like when we realize that we're kind of disconnected, we're like, okay, the devices all have to be turned off at 7 and we're going to watch something together, or we're going to talk, or we're going to pray, or do a Bible study. But we made sure when I got home that we ate dinner together every single night, no matter what. I was going to be home by a certain time and he was going to stop what he was doing at a certain time. So those are good goals to set. Just, family dinner. A lot of people don't do that anymore, like sit down at the family dinner table. And then we made questions, which is kind of cool. We made questions that we would ask each other every night. How was your day? What was the best part of your day? And what was the worst part of your day? And so it helped us to share with one another when you go through life and things are busy. You forget to say, oh, the best part of my day was, or the worst part of my day was. And so that really helped us get closer when I got home as well. And then on top of that, we made a gratitude jar. And we started writing one thing every day and putting it in this jar so that when a rainy day comes or we just feel like we want to connect again, each one of us will pull one thing out of that jar and we'll read it to each other. And it might be mine, it might be Michael's, I might pull Michael's or mine or whatever. But it's really cool to go back and remember the fun thing that you did that day, what you were grateful for. So those are good reminders or ideas to use for your goals for your My Oola family. And mark a number between 1 on your worksheet in your family section to see how close you are to your Oola family life, and set 3 goals. So we're going to talk about Oola Field now, which is your career. And we're going to rate between 1 and 10 whether we're really good at our career and focusing on the purpose and pursuing the purpose of our lives, or if we're really bad at it. So 1 is bad and 10 is good. And remember, when we smell the Oola Field oil, that we are going to say the affirmation, I am pursuing my purpose in life. So if you feel like you're pursuing your purpose in life, you want to rate that as a 10. And if not, a 1. And then we're going to figure out where we are. Now, I'm going to continue on and talk about, and then you want to have goal 1, goal 2, and goal 3 for that. And we'll move on to Oola Faith in just a minute. Now we're ready for Oola Faith, and we're going to rate that from 1 to 10 as where we think our faith is. 1 being we spend very little time working on our faith and being grateful and humble and fully connected, or rate ourselves for 10 because we are doing a great job at being grateful and humble and fully connected. And then we're going to put down goals, goal 1, goal 2, and goal 3. And an example of those goals would be spending more time reading your Bible, creating a gratefulness journal, and saying what you're grateful for, or 3, spending more time in prayer. So those are 3 good ideas for goals for Oola Faith. Now we're going to talk about Oola Friends. So we're going to rate ourselves between 1 and 10 about whether we are blessed with empowering, healthy relationships. And the key word here is healthy relationships. I know I have gone through years of my life where I had not considered whether relationships were healthy or unhealthy. And I had a lot of relationships that until I took this class, I did not evaluate whether they were good for me and my family or not. And so we just had a conversation about that just a minute ago. Kayla and I did. It is really important for us to evaluate those relationships and make sure that you have people in your life that are uplifting you and are adding to your growth so that you can be better for yourself and for your family so that you can live an Oola life. And our affirmation for that is, I am blessed with empowering and healthy relationships. So rank yourself from 1 to 10 and then set goals. When I got home from convention, my goal number 1 was to evaluate the relationships in my life. One of the other goals that I had was reaching out to those people in my life that I hadn't talked to in a long time that were really good friends to me. Life happens. We don't get to see our friends as much, but they are super important for us to be in contact with people that love us. And we let life keep us apart, but that's how God uses us to empower us and make us stronger so that we can live a happier life. 20 minutes with my friends changes my entire day. So it's good to think about that. So those are good goals to set for friends. Hi. Okay, so now we are talking about Oola Fun. I am pursuing the joys of life. So we want to rate between 1 and 10 how much joy we have and how much fun we have, and then set goals about that. So when I came back from convention, just to be honest, I had no fun in my life, and that probably was why I was miserable, and I had no joy. And we have to do things once a day that's fun. And I want to challenge you, since this is the last one, I'm going to end our class on the video with this. When we spend 20 minutes a day on all 7 of these fields, no matter what it is, all 7 of these areas of F, if we spend 20 minutes on our fitness and 20 minutes on finance and family and faith and friends and fun, if we do that, that's only what is that? 7 times 20, an hour and 40 minutes. or no, 140 minutes. That's not very much time out of our day if you think about it. But if we were to spend 20 minutes on each one of these areas of our lives, and I challenge you to do that for the next 7 days, it is going to change your outlook on life tremendously. So before we close, excuse me, I'm going to read you a few of the Oola enhancers and a few of the Oola blockers, so that we know what to stay away from and what to keep first and foremost in our life. And I have to find them. I apologize. They are in here somewhere. I just don't know where. Does that do it? No. All right. So I want to encourage you to, excuse me, to go to the oolalife.com website, and there's also a test that you can take there, and it's called the wheel test, and you can actually answer all of these questions, and it gives you a score at the bottom, and it'll help you to figure out what, where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are. So if you want to do, let's say you do this today and you fill out your paperwork and you feel like, oh, this is where I need to work hardest, but then a week from now, when you start focusing on some things, go back and take it again and just see if you're growing, because that's what this class is all about, is to see the vision, to see where you are, and to have a goal and to grow. I mean, that's really what it's all about, is that we grow every single day in our faith and family and friends and all of the 7 F's. But I'm going to give you 3 examples of an Oola blocker: fear, guilt, and anger. So if you have any of those feelings during your day, remember that they're Oola blockers, and they're going to keep you from having your Oola life. So make them go away. And we can do that. Do what? Fear, guilt, and anger. And there's several more, but I'm just going to read the first 3 that seem to be the most prevalent in our life during the day, like our normal unbalanced worldly day. And the 7 accelerators are gratitude, love, and prayer. So those are 3 accelerators. So when we feel fear, guilt, and anger, the first things that we want to try to keep in the back of our mind is gratitude, love, and prayer. So that kind of helps accelerate your Oola life if we're focusing on those things instead of on the blockers. And how easy is it when you get angry for you to forget about being grateful and loving? So, but we can do it. It's easy to do. And the other thing is to hold each other accountable. Find an accountability partner that is going to say, hey, how are you doing in your weakest area? Or how are you doing in your, are you doing a better job balancing? Are you eating better? It's best to tell somebody what your goals are. And at the end of this, we're going to actually take all 21 of our goals and we're going to write them down into 7, which is our biggest goal for each of our F's. And then at that point, we're going to write down on a little 3x5 sheet, in which I want you guys to do at home as well, what our main goal is, and set up 3 goals, specific goals. So we're going to go from 21 goals to 7. We're going to put them in our groups. And then we're going to take 3 of those 7 that are really important, or maybe our weakest, and start there, so that you have a place to start, so that you can start growing in your Oola life. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.